So at least now it'll be titled right. 8 minutes late, but it'll be titled right.
You were on there for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but it just came up in Joey Case's Zoom meeting. Now it should be working. Just coming up. Yeah. Should be. Yeah. Okay. Hey everybody. Sorry about the 8 minute delay there. Oh yeah, let me get the Zoom link. Shit, I meant to get that already. Got it. Copy link. Boom. Minimize. Exit full screen. Sorry, I have to say out loud. I can't multitask, and I that's one reason I can't really work anymore. Is I can't do the job of fucking 3 people and get paid for half of a person anymore. So, welcome to Collapsing with Casey. Thanks everybody for joining. We have one new subscriber. Woo! Big celebrations there. We've gone from 251 subscribers as we've been holding there for a little bit. 252. So things are looking up. Not a whole lot up, but partially up. It's been stressful trying to sell our house. And we actually had first person that came and looked at the house put in an offer, giving us our asking price, all offering to pay the closing costs. Well, I was like, hell yeah! What's the problem? Why wouldn't we accept that? So we immediately jumped on that deal, but then the buyer backed out. So back to square one. Things are crashing so fast. I'm really nervous about if if we're going to get this house sold and get paid before collapse, because things are collapsing so fast. It's sketchy, really sketchy. Everything is fucking nerve-wracking. Everything is getting harder and harder to do, whether it's shipping a package at the post office or just no matter what it is you have to do, the fucking million tasks you have to do throughout your day. You don't have time to do a million tasks throughout your day. Nobody has time to do a million tasks per day, especially when your whole fucking day, but especially when things were better and things kind of work a little bit better, you still can fucking do a million goddamn tasks in a day. But that's what you have to do to be successful, or have a celebratory day to where you fucking accomplished anything, got anything done, got something out of the way, got a project done, whatever. Fuck. This shit's so difficult, it's so stressful, it's so strenuous. People are checking out. People are checking out. I've seen a couple people disappear in the last couple weeks. My condolences to them, and I know they're in a better place. And yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say. I will add that there's no more. I'm not being blackmailed anymore. Thankfully, that threat has been eliminated. The threatenee has backed off. So thanks for that. Fucking shit show. How the fuck are you gonna? How the fuck are you gonna blackmail me and even blame me for someone's death? I mean, fucking hell, dude. What the fuck? People are fucked. I don't want to say too much more about that shit because I hope it's in the past. I'm not fucking naming any goddamn names anymore. Even though, yeah, it was somebody that Tammy and I both fucking trusted. So whatever the fuck, it's all over. Everything's over, but at least the blackmail threat is, for me personally, is over. So that was pretty crazy and pretty stupid and very stressful. And we were actually having a yard sale when I got the first email about this, about this blackmail, and I didn't even know how to fucking take it. And there wasn't anything I could do. There was no action I could really make because I needed to sit down at a computer and do some stuff in order to take action. I just didn't have time to do that. I was just like, who the fuck? What in the fuck? Why the fuck? And that's like your first. I don't know if anybody's ever been blackmailed or anything like that, but it's kind of like when you come home and you go through the house and it's like somebody was here. There's stuff out of place. Oh shit, PlayStation's missing, the VCR is missing, whatever. Then you start to, you kind of slowly are processing shit. This just fucking happened, and this is real, and now we got to deal with it. That was kind of the way that whole thing was. Like one of my friends said, it felt like a gut punch, because it was a threat to the channel. So folks that really enjoy the channel were saying that they also felt a gut punch in not knowing whether I didn't know if I was going to do the channel, but here I am still going to try, at least try my best. I posted the Zoom link if anybody wants to jump on the Zoom and chat or whatever. Feel free to put anything in the comments and throw me, any ideas, anything we should talk about. Methane is off the fucking charts as it has been, as we all know, for over a year. And we know that methane has about a year lag time globally before the heating is felt. And we saw last summer, temperatures get up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit at a few places throughout the planet. The Middle East being one. Death Valley got up to 135. That's North America, so that's close. That hits home, right? We saw heat waves in almost just under 120 degrees Fahrenheit in Portland last summer. So we all know that this summer is going to be more of that, but also hotter than that. Oh, hey, Dan. And obviously we know that, with the every 1 degrees Celsius global average temperature rise at 7% moisture in the air, we're at well over 2C now globally, despite the fact that the IPCC and COP26 and all these other institutions say that we are still trying to maintain, keep it below 1.5 C. And we know that 0.5 C is the trigger. Once you hit 0.5 C, it's only going to get worse. And we've only continued to pollute, continued to accelerate, grow bigger, better, faster, dig up more fossil fuel, burn all that up into the atmosphere. And people that deny all this shit about global warming, about climate, about how short our time left really is, are the same people who deny the fact that you cannot just dig up pretty much all the fossil fuel on this planet and burn it all up in the atmosphere within a couple hundred years and think that's going to fucking work out okay. I mean, that's why we're seeing the rate of change that everybody is like, oh, it takes thousands of years to, for that to happen. Not with fucking people on the planet overpopulating it and overshooting everything and digging up all the fossil fuel and burning it up, plus all the nuclear shit that we have done and continue to do, and we don't learn. That's why people in conservation really piss me off, because they're out there getting those grants to save that species of salamander that they're going to reintroduce into the wild. Meanwhile, we destroy 150 to 200 species a day and have done so since prior to 2010. It's completely ridiculous that people think that we're going to fix this, or that the Mears project is going to happen. That will never take off, even if it was a really good idea, and that's arguable, and I'm not going to side on either side of that argument. The fact of the matter is, humans will never do anything to fix it, to slow it down. They just fucking won't do anything other than the opposite of that, which is bigger, better, faster, economically. Capitalism is in power. The elite rule us, and they're not fucking giving that up. That's why we get two choices to pick a president every 4 years, and they always all suck. I mean, people that still think that people, at this day and age, people that still think voting is fucking something to go and goddamn do are fucking morons. It's just sad that people waste their time. It's kind of like going to church. At least you don't go to vote every Sunday. At least you're only wasting your time, a couple times every 4 years or something. But going to church, another fucking, it just breathes into you that flag waving, crazy ass fucking Jesus mentality that is fucking dangerous. It's fucking dangerous. I titled today's show "It's a Great Day in Guantanamo Bay" because I just couldn't stop thinking about the U.S. military, the war on terrorism, and not just the war on terrorism that's been going on constantly for 2 generations of people now, 2 decades, um, 2 decades of that going on. It is completely fucking insane because now all of that PTSD is embedded into society now. It's so embedded into society that you can't find anyone that's not affected. Even if they weren't in any of these wars, they've been affected by somebody who was in those wars, whether it was a loved one and that loved one, died in combat or was injured in combat, or they're mentally fucked, which everyone is mentally fucked from war, and not even, when I say mentally fucked from war, you got to go back over generations to generations, all the way across human history, from the first, even going back to the first battle, first people arguing over a piece of firewood or a shot squirrel or something, it's not gonna go well. And here we are 2,000 years you know into the human time clock, um the Homo sapien time clock, or since we've been keeping time, we are so fucked mentally. It's totally insane what we've done to each other and what we continue to do to our loved ones. We send our loved ones to war. We tell them, it's great, go serve your country, and no, you're actually just making the rich more rich and completely corrupting society. Come back home, you get filled full of fucking pills, your PTSD pills, and then you fucking, like we watched this thing today where this dude just killed his girlfriend because he just fucking snapped on her, killed her. Shit like that. Like, we are just generations upon generations. And this is so common. Like 3,000 people died on 9/11. But since then, that war that was created, the war on terror, war of terror, that was created by the U.S. government, by an inside job that they did to create 9/11, it's so fascinatingly, insanely stupid that people fall for this shit and, are pro country, pro gung ho for war. It's disgusting. It's so fucking disgusting. No wonder we're going extinct, and forward fucking way. Just keep fast forwarding all the way. And um yeah, Dan, exactly. I was in the Coast Guard. I've been to Guantanamo Bay back in 1991, 1992. It was nothing back then like it is now. But even then, I took a lot of people to Guantanamo Bay that were refugees, a lot of Haitian refugees back then. and I felt really guilty for it. I knew that Guantanamo Bay, I could tell that Guantanamo Bay was not a good place. It wasn't a good place whether you were there as a service member like I was, or there against your will. Which I never got to go down to the areas where the prisoners were kept. I could see them, and I could see it was fucking hot. They're all outside all day. There was no like real buildings. It was all tents and shit. And you could just tell that it was miserable. Those people we weren't helping them. The whole thing was, we were told we were rescuing them, and helping them. I knew that those people were prisoners because they were poor. That's all it was. They were just too fucking poor. So they were prisoners, and governments have to figure out, like, well, how can we kill them? How can we kill this many of them, and not get in too much trouble and get away with it, and make it look like we're doing good for we're here to help for the government, right? Yeah, yeah, Dan. I felt really dirty about all of that as well. I was really lucky and really glad that I never really served in combat, but I still knew that I was putting people in cages, uh, putting them up for torture, and imprisoning them. So I knew that even as it was happening, I didn't feel good, and I knew I was like, man, I'm going to learn so much more about this later that I'm probably going to be really, really pissed off that I was a part of this. And you don't have a choice. And the reason I joined the Coast Guard, I didn't want to go to war. And Coast Guard was supposed to be a non-war military. And then I find out in basic training that, well, we can paint the ships silver in wartime and become part of the Navy. And I was just like, oh, fucking great. Thankfully, that has never happened. It never happened at that point, and to this day, it's never happened. And you learn, as you get older, you learn about false flags, like Operation Northwoods. You learn about all these false flags, and you learn about how corrupt the wars they did, uh, get away with creating, like Vietnam, and you learn how corrupt, and how what a lie all that shit is to trick the people into getting behind something like that. It's fucking, it's really, really fucking hard to realize and accept the fact that that's what all life is. All life is war, capitalism, taxes. Um, I got a fucking $1,000 tax bill too, by the way, which is, I want to call the IRS and go, take it out of my fucking Social Security, you fucking assholes. They've taken Social Security out of my check. Or I'm almost 50. I've been working since I was 13, but legally working since I was 15. So 35 goddamn years I've put into the system. Social Security, I'm not going to see a fucking penny of that. None of us that are young enough are going to see that. You're not Social Security yet. You're not going to get it at this point. It's over. And you know, I know that none of us that are kind of getting that age, like I'm older, I can't do the work that I used to do. I need help. As the work has only gotten faster, and you have to be more productive. I couldn't do that kind of work in the best of my days, in my youngest of days, let alone now. So there's no fucking jobs out there that are good for me. And if there is, you still have to do the work of 2 to 3 people and accept and live with the fact that you're paid for a part of a person, a partial check, a partial paycheck for the work of people. It's fucking, I'm tired of it. I'm fucking tired of it. It's bullshit. Um, yeah, yeah, Dan. my family was very racist and conservative as well. Um, for instance, I'll share something. When Martin Luther King Day uh, first became a holiday, my stepdad, who I lived with since I was 5, so very very influential, right? He would call it Martin Luther N-word Day, and I was so like, and I didn't at that point I didn't even know that much about MLK racist issues. Thought because that's what I was taught in school, our public education system, of course, and governed by the government, educated by the government, that I was like, Martin Luther King was good. He helped black people. He helped free black people. That was nice. No, not at all. He was murdered by the FBI. He was for the freedom of all people, not just black people. All people. Everyone should have loved Martin Luther King. No white people fucking hated him. Why would a why would people hate someone who wants to free them? Fucking stupid. My family and a lot of people, racist people are. Racist people are just literally fucking stupid. And we have to fucking live with that because that's what the government does to pit us against each other. They pit us against each other by and that divides us, and then we of course will never figure out how to conquer them or and that's just that's systematic. It's going back to the beginning of mankind. So it's it's fucking hard dealing with all that and knowing what everything is and how ignorantly shitty people are. Really, really fucking difficult. Yeah, grateful his dad and would call his tenants monkeys. I know, man. I know. That's sad, right? Like, the fuck people are parents, are elders, and they're fucking horrible people. Yeah, man, I don't. They're dead to me, and it's just there's nothing there. No reason to talk to any of them. Nothing will ever good. Nothing good will ever come from. And so it's just it's best to not even go there. Sorry for you, Dan. I hope you've got some good friends and people that you can confide in. Because that's really the only thing that remains is anyone that you can call a friend and confide in. And then here I was, as I say that, I just got fucking blackmailed by an old friend that I would consider probably a best friend at the time. That's pretty fucking. So I don't even know. Um, you know,
Like you thought he's really a friend, and you spoke privately to him about us, and he threatened to put it out.
yeah, it was just
That's
this person was he or
love.
she was just to put out some private information that we talked about in private, or at least I thought it was private. But no, he wanted to blast my shit.
Uh-huh.
He or she, they wanted to blast my shit. Oh, I'll finish that. Sorry, if you're not drinking, bottoms up, by the way.
Cheers, water, Coke, whatever.
Mm. My waitress is getting me a freshie. Oh man, so yeah, I just kind of wanted to go off about war, the war on terror, how soldiers, not even just soldiers, soldiers, our military, because I'm like Dan. I'm also former military, just Coast Guard for me. Um, but I did what I was supposed to do. I did shit, and I shouldn't be cast aside once I'm out. You're not only just cast aside when you're out, you're always cast aside. This whole fake notion that soldiers are heroes and are always looked after and all that kind of shit is a fucking lie in itself. When you come back and you have PTSD, you are completely thrown to the fucking wolves and not given any kind of a bone, no nothing. And now you're just supposed to fucking hang out in regular population and in society, and you're gonna have fucking outbursts. You're gonna drink or do pills or whatever the hell you can get your hands on and go fucking crazy and let out, and show your ass. Um, it's really sad. It's really fucked up. It's what's going to happen. It's no different than a child that's been abused. They didn't necessarily have to join the military or see war, have PTSD. We all have PTSD from all these fucking prior wars and all the hardships and taking shit out on each other and all the difficulties that man has created for themselves that has existed since the beginning of time. All that shit is compounded into our daily lives these days. So it is heavily compounded that we are on such a fast track to our own extinction. It's um Confederate Trump flags. Yeah, Dan. Yep. Yeah, you're in northern Michigan and are seeing that. I see it here too. I still see Trump stickers on people's vehicles. Occasional sign still in the yard or something. People driving around with Trump flags on their vehicles. Like if you're driving around with any kind of a flag, whether it's a American flag or a Trump flag or fucking Dennis Kucinich flag, I don't care. Any kind of politician, any kind of person like that, Karina, any kind of politician like that, like you are just labeling yourself as a complete fucking ignorant dumbass. And like, well, I support Trump. Well, I support Biden. Like, why does anybody even still at this point believe in any of those names, any of those politicians, any of those people? Like, I can't even stand, um, you know, actors and that are activists because they're not telling the true story either. They're still, doing that whole "you got to vote" thing, and they're not fucking telling the truth either. And I know they're doing that on purpose because they have to protect themselves. They have to protect their privilege to maintain their ability to get good roles and not be ousted just too much. Like for instance, my mom can't stand Susan Sarandon because she's an activist, which is really sick and disgusting. But at the same time, I also can't stand Susan Sarandon because she's not saying that voting is useless at this point. People like her and Woody Harrelson and hell, even Bernie Sanders should be saying at this point, voting is a waste of fucking time. We're going extinct. Take care of yourselves. Good night. I mean, that's pretty much all they need to say. But they will not fucking say that because they're lying. And that's why I can't stand Susan Sarandon and Greta Thunberg and Woody Harrelson, any people like that, John Perkins, Noam Chomsky. I can't stand any of those people because they know better. They fucking know better. And they're like still, they're still doing the follow the money thing, which is obvious, but we're so far past following the money, and we are so far into the know of what's really going on. Just fucking tell the truth. Just fucking be honest and tell everyone. Say it. We're going extinct. fucking hunker down, enjoy your last days, find a fucking way out. That's another thing is finding your fucking way out. Because everybody thinks, oh, when it just gets that bad, I'll just shoot myself. I'll just shoot my wife, shoot the dog, and then shoot myself. I'll shoot my wife, shoot the dogs, shoot the kids, and then shoot myself. Whatever your fucking shoot the family plan is, it's not a good fucking plan, man. That's a shitty fucking unthought out, very violent, disgusting plan. But everybody just wants to fucking toe that rope. And well, I'll figure it out. We got it. There's a bridge we can go jump off of, and we'll figure it out. The fuck is that? That is, I try to have my bills paid at the first, as soon as I get the bill, because I don't let it linger. I got to take care of that shit right now. Because if I let it linger, it'll just pile up and get worse. I got to take care of that shit right now. That's fucking death. And, for me personally, anyway, I've got to fucking have a plan to not suffer in the end. And especially to not only to not suffer, but to wait too long and then have somebody else come in and kill us over a fucking can of beans and a jug of water. Or maybe our air conditioner still works. If you have solar and your air conditioner still works, it's 140 degrees outside. Well, you're probably going to be a good target. It's fucking stupid. We have to have a plan, and there's no way to get that plan. Like a friend of mine said, it takes one person can't even do all the research that it takes to figure out what plan works for you, how and where to get all the ingredients and parts, because they're not all within our grasp. But if you have a friend over here and you have a friend over there, this person can get that person can get this. And now collectively, maybe if 5 people come together and look at options and they go, well, you're here, you can get that. Well, that doesn't work for me, but I want to do this, but I can't get this item. And you, oh yeah, I can get that to you. Collectively, we can kind of come up with some plans, more than one. Another good point a friend of mine made recently, you need like 5 backup plans, because the first plan might not work. You might fuck it up. It might not be a good system to begin with. You might not have fucked it up. But it's like you have to put on a fucking gas mask. Oh, first, sorry, you have to drink a bunch of booze and eat a bunch of pills, then put on your gas mask and walk out to the edge of the dock and hunker over the water so that when you pass out, you fall in the water. So therefore, if everything else before you fails, you still drown. That's that's really how it fucking is. You need multiple plans, because that plan might not work. How nice it would be if we could have someone with us that could oversee this, what's going on, go, okay, this is working or it's not working, and we abort and we go a different route. And that way things can you're not so much on your own. And this is what we know, what we talk about with a peaceful exit. We're on our fucking own. And that's awful. What another proof, and more proof of how sick this society is that we live in, that you can't even fucking try to have a good plan and somebody to help you exit peacefully, because that's illegal. Yet we can do that for our animals all day long, but not us. I mean, it's so fucking frustrating. It's unbelievable frustrating. That's the way it is. And I hope that none of you all suffer, because anything that we can kind of talk about on this channel is exiting peacefully, not suffering. Because in my opinion, that's all that remains. is a peaceful exit. And with that, can't think of anything much else. I forgot on the Zoom, but no. And so I think I'll end it there. I don't really have much else to say unless anybody else wants. But have a good week, everybody, and get to if you want to join our Tuesdays are really good, and there's you know 2, 3, 4. So it's always a good chat. So if you want in on that, practicetrack@yahoo.com. I'll add your list, and of course we'll be back at another episode of Collapsing with